I've been playing Minecraft for years, and I've never kept a world for more than a few months, and I want that to end. So today, I'm starting a series that will last years. A series to experience the endless possibilities of Minecraft. This is my Minecraft Forever world. And I know, you've probably seen this concept before. It's become really popular on YouTube recently. But here's why I want to join in on this trend. So far, I've had 3 different series on my YouTube channel. I beat Minecraft Bedrock Hardcore while it was still in preview. I had a small stint on the ultra hardcore SMP Bloodlines. Shout out to them, they're amazing. And most recently, I played 100 Days of Skyblock Infinite in hardcore. And as much as I love those series, they all have one thing in common. They all ended before I could get to late game Minecraft, which in my opinion is the best part of Minecraft. I also recently asked on my community page what you guys would like to see next on my channel, and the majority voted for a Forever world. And lastly, you may have noticed that I haven't been streaming nearly as much as I used to, and I want a world where I can just stream and hang out with all of you. But that's enough rambling. Let's get this world started like any other Minecraft world by breaking my first tree. And while I do so, let me tell you about the plans I have for this world that are definitely going to take a long time to accomplish. I've always been inspired by a few other creators on YouTube, just to list a few: Fwip, BWO, Impulse, and a few other hermits, of course. And though I don't necessarily want to start by building mega bases, I'm really inspired by their world building, and I want to make this Minecraft world a world where I can build out my world, put my own spin and my own creativity, imagination into what I'm building. I've recently been really inspired by what Mumbo Jumbo has been doing in this season of Hermitcraft. So long term, my initial goals is to build out a city in my world, to make an immersive area that will probably take months, if not years, to fully build out. I plan to do that by making each building have a specific purpose. That way, I'm not just building for building's sake, but I actually have a motivation to build each thing. And eventually, I'll have an immersive world where I can look back on what progress I've made over the months and potentially years that I'm working at this. A world that I can look back on and see my progress as a builder, to see my progress as a content creator, and eventually say that I've worked on it for years. But first things first, I need to find a place where I can settle down initially. So after making some of these tools, I went on a little bit of an adventure to find where I could start my first little home. So I've made it a couple hundred blocks from spawn, and I like this area. A nice sunflower meadow in a valley in between some mountains. So I'm going to set my spawn here, set up a little base camp where I can put my crafting table, put some storage, a bed down. It's definitely interesting actually having a spawn point now. I've played a lot of hardcore recently where if I die, then I don't respawn. Definitely like these mountain ranges. I think I'm going to settle here initially for sure. But I want to explore this world a little bit first. So let's do that. Alright, first ruined portal of the world. Am I going to get good loot? Am I going to get good loot? That is the question. And, obsidian and some flint and steel, some golden tools. Not awful. Let's yoink this coal. It's the first coal of the world. And my first iron. Let's yoink that too. Enough to get a pickaxe. Nice. I don't really know where I'll use cherry trees, but you've got to grab them while you're here. Cherry trees are definitely a top tier tree. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but I love acacia. Not for the orange or the logs, but the gray. Oh hey, a shipwreck. Let's go see what loot I can find there. Shipwrecks are great for early game. We got iron, iron nuggets, emerald, gold, lapis. Not too bad for a first chest. Let's go grab the other chest. Some coal and some wheat. Not as good, but not bad. Yoink. Grab this bamboo. Bamboo is huge to have early game. Let's just make sure I have space in my inventory. Curse of Vanishing Shovel, goodbye. Ooh, a parrot. Let's get some seeds. I want a friend. I'm glad you're a green parrot, because I don't know if you guys have guessed this, but green is definitely my favorite color. And I don't know if my eye and my skin has given that away ever. So I'll take a green parrot as a friend and pet. My inventory is a mess. Alright, will you be my friend if I feed you these seeds? Hopefully. Yeah, you're greedy. You're greedy. There we go. My inventory is a complete mess. I mean, completely full of goodies and good things to have in early game for sure. But I definitely need to clear out some space. Plus, I was running out of food, so I need to grab some of the pork chops that I was cooking earlier. So I've got 7 iron so far, which is not bad at all. I got some acacia saplings, some cherry saplings, some coal, some lapis, a little bit of gold and gold tools. But most importantly, I got these 2 parrot friends, and they definitely need some names. So let me know in the comments what you suggest So I've done a little bit of work here. I built some pens for some animals, built out a little bit of a wheat farm, and now I'm just getting myself some infinite water source here. That way I can plant out more farmland and also plant some sugarcane around. You know, just getting the early game Minecraft stuff done and out of the way. I definitely don't dislike the early game, but it's definitely not my favorite. I feel like it's the same thing over and over again, and that's what this world is going to change. I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I want to just keep progressing and keep building, and make sure this world is not a 2-week phase. I yearn for the mines. I think it's about time that I actually mine in Minecraft. So I've dug down quite a bit. I think I've stumbled upon a cave. So let's go ahead and check this out. I think this is going to be a good way to get some early game resources a lot quicker. I'm usually a sissy and just strip mine, but I'm feeling a little brave, especially because I'm not playing hardcore. And if I die, then I can just recover my stuff. There's a lot less pressure on me, especially when I don't have any armor or shield and I come up on a mob. But I definitely want to avoid dying out of the inconvenience of losing my stuff and having to recover it. But I think it's time for a mining montage. Alright, we got a good amount of iron now. I think I have enough to finish out the last couple pieces of my iron armor. I didn't actually show crafting it in the montage, did I? But I'm a little bit more geared up now. Full iron armor, a shield, and I'm prepared to go even deeper into the caves. My next goal is diamonds, so let's make a couple iron pickaxes here so I can get some diamonds episode 1. I'm sure everybody can relate, but gravel is definitely one of the most annoying things to mine when you're trying to get down to diamond levels. Wait, what was that? Oh, heck yes. Let's go. First diamonds of the world. And I'm not even down to bedrock level. I'm at, what, negative 25? That's not too bad at all. I wonder if there's more around here. Let's clear out some of this gravel and this deep slate. I can't wait to have enchanted tools. Make things a little bit faster. Oh, yes, there is some more. Nice. I wonder how many I'm going to get here. So far, that's 3. All right, none there. None there. What about this one? Looks like 4, which is nice. Pickaxe, and maybe I can get some more for an enchanting table. I'd definitely like to get an enchanting table soon. Oh, that is the deep dark. I love the deep dark, but I don't want to be killed by wardens today. This is definitely not giving me flashbacks of my time in the Bloodlines SMP. And if you followed my channel, you know how that ended up. And if you haven't, if I remember to, I'll put a video card or something so you can go check that out. Okay, this is definitely not an ancient city, which is good. I'm not ready for that yet. Just looks like a normal deep dark, and I only see 1 shrieker, so it's not too bad. That's 1. So I set off the shrieker once. So let's a little careful here. All right, I've looked around and there's only 1 shrieker, so I can just go ahead and break it. And I should be fine to move around now. And here's why I came down here. Even more diamonds. Let's go. I'm going to use some of these diamonds to make myself a diamond pick. This way I can get some obsidian. I don't think I need anything down here yet. I can go down and get it if I need it later. But anyway, let's head up and get myself some obsidian. I thought about trying to do the speedrunner casting method down in that lava pool where I've kind of got a temporary base set up. But I'll be honest with myself, there's no way I'm going to do that without messing it up. So let's just mine some here so I can get enough to make myself a portal. And that should do. Let's grab this gold block while I'm at it. I think this is a good place to make my first nether portal. Recessed into this hill, off to the side a little bit. Eventually, I'll make a nice nether portal somewhere else. I mean, this is early game, so let's just get into the nether so I can get the resources I need. All right, let's light this sucker. Definitely feels weird going to the nether this early, but I need a handful of different resources for my starter base. Let's get my shield in the right spot in case I need it. And just hope that I have a good spawn and I'm not over the edge of a lava lake. Okay, yeah, this is relatively safe. That's good. Let's grab some nether quartz. I'm going to need some for redstone and potentially my build as well. Dang it. Lava. Get away. Get away. I'm glad I brought plenty of steak and I'm not playing ultra hardcore. So I'm looking for a warped forest. Oh, and there is a ghast. Let's see if I can get a return to sender. No, I missed. I am professional. Just watch. Just watch me miss all these return to senders. Look at that. I'm a pro. And look, we got two to fight. Gas are definitely a little annoying, but they're not the worst mob in Minecraft. Hey, just want to pop in here while editing and just say I love what the developers of Minecraft have announced about the gas. The happy gas that we could ride sound amazing, and I am super hyped for them to come out in the next few months. It is one of the best examples in my mind of them flipping one of the more annoying mobs in their head and making them awesome. And finally made it to the Warp Forest. And you may be wondering why I've gone here so early. And if you follow my channel, you may realize that I usually don't go to the Nether this early. Well, first off, I think the Warp Stem is an S tier building block. But more importantly, I want to build a starter house in this episode. And I've definitely planned a little bit ahead, and the style that I want to build my starter house is very specific, as well as the style of the whole city that I plan to build. I want to build in a style that's a little bit unique. I mean, something that I haven't seen done before necessarily, but it's called arcane or etherpunk, which is pretty similar to steampunk, but the biggest difference is instead of steam as the power source, the magic is the power source. I think one of the best examples of this specific style is in the show Arcane, which follows the world of League of Legends, streaming over on Netflix. But also think about like the lexicon puzzle in Skyrim, and there's countless other examples that we could point to in pop culture. So my plan is to take inspiration from those and to put it into my Minecraft world. I'm definitely gonna have to come back to get materials to build a farm for this wood. What is that? Is that what I think it is? Is that a bastion? Yeah, let's check it out. Okay, I definitely hear some brutes. So, oh, yep, definitely some there. Let's see if I can get them aggro on me and hit them from a distance here. I don't want a ton from here. It'd be nice to get the netherite trim. I swear Mojang has recently just trying to slow everything down. I think the netherite armor trim is a good example of Mojang trying to slow down the game, making it a little bit harder for us to get to the late game gear. Okay, we got gold blocks, some arrows, a diamond shovel, which is pretty nice, but nothing too crazy in this chest bastion. Let's see what we get in this one. Please be something good. Oh, heck yes! We got the smithing template. Some iron, some arrows, and the snout pattern. Definitely a win coming here and checking this out. Eventually, I'll do some netherite mining. Maybe try the bed method or something like that, but that's for another day. This has been a pretty successful trip to the nether. We got some quartz, some warp stem, a netherite upgrade trim, which is pretty good. I'm definitely struggling with the early game inventory management though. I know every content creator is probably harping on that, but that's the one thing I wish Mojang would update. Although I don't really know the exact solution, but I'm sure somebody has a good idea. My next goal is to get some moss so I can make a moss bone meal farm so I can get some bone blocks for my starter house. I'm trying to be more intentional about my build designs, so I designed something in creative and it needs a lot of bone block. So I figured the best way to get bone blocks is to create a moss farm. Alright, glad I found a village because I know it's not hardcore, but I don't want to be out exploring at night because I don't have a spawn super close. I've already traveled quite a few hundred blocks. So I'll borrow one of these beds. Excuse me, sir? Wait a minute. That's 2 tall grass in a chest? What? That's crazy. I'm sure some of you may think this is cheating, but I looked up on Chunkbase where I can find a lush cave just to save some time. So digging down here, a spiral staircase, I should come up on a lush cave any minute now. Okay, there's the first moss. Let's dig a little bit down to see if I can get some without falling into the cave. I don't just want to jump right on in and fall into the cave. I know dying isn't as big of a deal, but I don't want to lose all my stuff and have to travel the couple thousand blocks away to come back to get my stuff and get the moss. I only need 1 block of moss and I should be able to have infinite after that. Luckily, moss bone meal farms are pretty self-sufficient and they make more bone meal than they need. So once I grab this moss block, I should be able to get as many moss blocks as I want, as well as much bone blocks as I possibly need. And that should be good, so let's head back up and head home. And it's nighttime, so let's run quick to my boat and head out of here. Oh, hey creeper. Goodbye, creeper. Alright, we've made it back. And I just need a few more resources so I can build this bone meal farm. So it's time for a mining time lapse at bedrock level. So let's go. Definitely wasn't my intention to get a bunch of diamonds as well, but I am geared up with full diamond armor now. The goal was primarily to get a bunch of redstone so I can make my redstone contraptions, which we got plenty of, and a few diamonds to spare. So not too bad of a quick mining session. I'm thinking with those extra diamonds, it's time to make myself an enchanting table. So let's make a few books, and I've got extra obsidian and 2 diamonds to spare to make myself an enchanting table. I don't plan to do any enchanting this episode, but it'll eventually go in my starter house. So I think I've got a good location for my starter house. I marked it with some pumpkins, but we can remove those and put down a chest so I can start gathering my materials here. I plan to bring my design from creative to the survival world using Lightmatica, which is really nice because it gives me all the blocks I need. And as you can see, I need a lot of bone blocks. So it's time for a crappy redstone tutorial. And you'll start in a clear area and put down some chests for storage. Put a hopper into the chest, and then put some blocks by the hopper like this. And then a comparator facing that hopper, and this will eventually be reading a dropper. A redstone torch to lock the hopper, then a couple redstone dust. Next, we'll put a dropper, another dropper, and then a dispenser. A temporary block by the dispenser, an observer next to the dispenser, and then some blocks to power the droppers and dispensers. This way you can dispense bone meal to the wool. Put some redstone and some more redstone, some comparators, and all of that fun stuff. And some more redstone, and a repeater there with some ticks on it. And of course, some more redstone and repeaters and all that fun stuff. And then put a hopper into the dropper, and then a hopper line where eventually some composters will be at, which will actually make the bone meal. And then the bone meal will be into the bottom dropper, which will eventually be powered by that observer up there. Yay, this is exciting stuff, isn't it? Put a couple composters on the hoppers, and then some hoppers to feed into the composters, and then make a platform at the same level as the hoppers where the stone generator will be at. Like so. And then on one side, put some immovable blocks, where on the other side, you put some pistons, then cover the platform with some stone, a moss block on top of the dispenser, and then a little area to contain the lava and the water for the stone generators, like so. Make sure not to burn yourself. And then put one of these flicky things to power the whole thing. Some repeaters on some ticks, and a redstone torch this way to make a fancy clock. And then a whole bunch of redstone to power the pistons and to complete the fancy clock. Some trapdoors to contain some water, and then some water to push the moss into the composters, and some redstone dust to power the trapdoors. And then you have to make sure there's some bone meal to start the system in the dispenser, and then use some bone meal to start the machine. And then realize you put the initial water source in the wrong spot, so you have to move it so the pistons don't destroy it, and then put more lava to fix the generator. And at this point, you have a working bone meal farm. Congratulations, there's some cobblestone that needs to be removed. And after that, you are done. And that has been your crappy redstone tutorial. I did make one upgrade. I put an auto crafter system to craft them directly into bone blocks. And I'm gonna have to run this for a while because it is painfully slow. But in the meantime, I have a lot of other resources to craft and to gather. So while this is running, let's go ahead and do that. And while I get the rest of the materials for my starter base, I want to tell you a little bit more about my first experiences with Minecraft. So the first time I ever played Minecraft, I was in high school. This was pretty quick after the game was released, but I actually played it while I was in school. So I was in an engineering design class or architecture class. I can't remember which one it was. We get a lot of the work done early in the week. So most of the week we're on the computers playing like cool math games and stuff like that. But somebody actually put 2 different games on the server of our school's computers. One of them being the trial for Halo 1. So we could play the first level of the campaign. But somebody also put Minecraft on the school's servers, so every computer had it on it. I don't know how those crappy Dell computers could run Minecraft, but they ran it okay. The only issue was the local files would reset every night. So we really only played creative mode. And like most people did their first few times playing creative, we would dig down to bedrock and then fill the tunnel up with TNT and then blow it up. Sometimes we'd spend the whole class period, especially if we were done with all our work, just putting TNT down and then blowing it up at the end of the day to see if we could crash the crappy Dell computers that our school had. And I was successful on a couple of occasions. And funny enough, that's the first time that I actually started to fall in love with this game, as goofy as it was. But anyways, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me in the comments below your first experience with Minecraft and why you love the game so much. and materials gathered. So we got a couple double chests full of materials here, and we should be ready to start this base. So let's go. And there we have it. My starter house is built. Let me talk about my thought process a little bit behind this build. So I went with a kind of fantasy design for a house, incorporating some of the steampunk kind of stuff. But instead of doing steam, you can kind of see there's those soul fires in the copper grates, and that's kind of incorporating what would be powering the mechanics. My goal is to make it so it looks good both in shaders and in regular vanilla Minecraft without shaders. From the inspiration that I drew from this, there's a lot of like gold and gilded edges on stuff with white, and I thought the oak would look better as more of like a gold substitute instead of doing complete gold. It's definitely not perfect. There's some areas that need a little bit more detailing, a little bit more, but let's take a look inside and see what I did. That's right, I haven't done an interior yet. And you see, I am not very good at interiors, and it's something that I really want to be better at. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to think about what I want to do in the interior. I've got a nice view off my little balcony though, but I plan to have this interior done to start the next episode. And I also plan to do it on stream. And right now my plan is to stream exclusively on this world every Saturday night, my time, around 7 US Central Time. So if you have any ideas to help me with my interior, hop onto that stream. Anyway, I did a lot in this episode. I built my starter house, exterior at least. We went to the nether. We got diamond armor and diamond tools. Built a bone meal farm and got a lot of the early game stuff knocked out. Before I end, I just want to say thank you for 500 subs. It is huge and I really appreciate all of you. I have a goal to hit 1,000 by July of this year. So if you think I deserve it, hit that sub button if you want to help me out. And as always, you guys are legends. I'll catch you in the next one.